Wanted to embrace what it takes for it, pouring something to the world, willing to erase what. All right, let's cut the music quickly tonight because Jewel Tatey informed me that it's being doubled up. I don't know what that means. Can you hear it twice?
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Yep. Yep, it was doubling up there.
Maybe that's why you heard it twice. Anyway, a little shortened version of our theme song with Fire Cannot Burn. The band is St. Ricketts at www.saintricketts.com. Anyway, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. It is 8 o'clock. It is Wednesday night, and it's time for another 100% live episode of The Yo Show. Yo. I am Jeff the Shark Perini. And with me, before I say anything else, I'm not going to say anything else. I'm going to post a picture. I don't even know if I have the right to post. But I'm going to post it anyway. I'm going to post this little thing here. I'm going to say congratulations to Jewel and the Tatey family. And we're going to post this picture of her sister's brand new little baby.
Oh, look at him. That's awesome. Baby Jack.
Baby Jack is the name. Jewel's sister had a baby the other day. Jewel and I spoke about it. Congratulations. That's absolutely awesome. Beautiful baby. I know it's tough to get into the hospitals right now and see babies, but it's a beautiful thing. So congratulations. You and your family joined your sister. I know it was a long time waiting. You said it was any day now. A couple days ago was the day. So she's here. He's here.
Way overdue. Yes. Thank you so much. Oh, he's so cute. I got to FaceTime with him today. He's such a little angel. And he's got like long blonde hair, and I got to see him open his eyes, and he's just precious.
That is awesome. He is precious. Congratulations once again to your sister and your family. I feel like I'm part of the Tatey family, the bad side. Every time I see your parents, they let me know. If you're a regular fan of the show, you will know my relationship with Jewel's family.
Yeah.
We'll shake it. From one handsome face to another handsome face, a quick montage of tonight's guest. It is the amazing actor Andrew James Bleidner, ladies and gentlemen. He is actor, model, stuntman. And tonight, Joe, I got competition tonight. I am not the most handsome man on the Yo Show. What am I going to do with myself?
Competition's tough.
The competition is tough. We're going to welcome Andrew in a few minutes. He is already currently backstage. So tonight we're going to make it go a little quicker. We're going to get to him shortly. He just gave us a peace sign. Peace. We love you, Andrew. Can't wait. A lot of people have already commented, liked, joined to check him out. So that's going to be coming up shortly. We're going to do it a little quicker than we normally do it. Let's get right to it, Jewel. Let's do the top 5 list before we get Andrew on the show, because we always like to incorporate our top 5 list to our guest. So he's going to kind of get a cheat head start on it a little bit. So when I ask him later, he's going to already have the answer. Jewel came up with this great one tonight. Top 5 all-time favorite action movies. And Andrew's done a lot of like action roles and some cool movie roles and TV stuff, and got a lot of up-and-coming stuff. Can't wait to talk to him. So we're going to hit you with that tonight, our top 5 list. Jewel always likes when I go first, so I will do so, especially since it's your topic. And number 5 is First Blood. Sylvester Stallone's this great movie of Stallone about a Green Beret kind of outed by society. He goes to this little town. They kind of boot him out, and he just rebels and shows his badass stuff. That was awesome. That's number 5, Stallone, First Blood. Number 4, one of my all-time favorite movies. I've seen it a million times. The Fugitive with Harrison Ford.
Ooh.
I love that movie. Harrison Ford is awesome in that movie. Just a great flick. Number 4. Number 3, Terminator. The first Terminator. I mean, the second one's good, but the first one to me is the bread and butter. Terminator. Number 3. Number 2 was tough between 2 and 1 because number 2 is Die Hard. An awesome action flick. Bruce Willis. Just a lonely cop with no shoes takes on a band of international criminals and just kicks ass. That's awesome. That's number 2. And number 1, I had to kind of look it up because I didn't know if it was comic book, if it's still considered action. But anyway, it is still considered action. Yeah. It is. And apparently that passes. So it is The Dark Knight. Christian Bale, my favorite Batman. Heath Ledger, my favorite all-time villain. Just awesome. Dark Knight, number 1. That is my list. We're going to go right to Jewel Tatey's list. Top 5 favorite action movies.
Damn, I almost had Dark Knight too, but I decided not to do that and include all of them. But number 5 and 4 are more recent movies, and then 3, the 3 bottom are just my all time. So number 5, I just saw this movie. It's so good. It's like Hunger Games on steroids.
Ooh.
It's called The Hunt with Betty Gilpin from Glow and Hilary Swank. Dude, it's so violent and you're so not expecting it. And like the first, I won't ruin it.
Thank you.
It's violent, but it's funny. It's like a dark comedy.
Because every time I hit action film, The Hunt was the first thing that came up. So now I got to see it.
So good. Yeah, I just watched it. Number 4, Upgrade. I saw this movie last year with Logan Marshall Green, and he's like a paralyzed mechanic, and he gets his chip implanted into him, and he just becomes this like badass assassin. It's so cool. But like the way they did it, very good movie. I liked it a lot. Number 3, Sucker Punch. Girls, it reminded me of like Sailor Moon, Zelda. Scott Glenn was like their leader and like their, teacher. Oh my God, it was so good. Like
Scott Glenn, huh?
animation. Yeah, it's good. I swear. It's one of my favorites. I had something to say, but I'm trying to go quick. Number 2, Justice League. I'm a huge DC person. I have to go with seeing them all fight together was amazing. The scene when Superman comes back to life and like takes them all on, I think, is the best.
Great.
Ever.
Just spoiled the whole movie. I know Superman came back to life. I'm totally kidding.
It came out like 7 years ago, so go watch it. And number 1, Stuntman Mike. Death Proof. My favorite movie. I say it all the time. One of Tarantino's best. It's about badass girls too. And Stuntman Mike, played by Kurt Russell. It's his old stuntman, but he turns like serial killer. And it's so good. If you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor. I don't like the second part of the Grindhouse feature, Planet Terror. It's a little too gory for me. But Death Proof, my favorite movie of all time. So do yourself a favor. Great soundtrack too.
Awesome. That's Jewel's top 5. Tonight, Jewel, I smoke you. My top 5 dominates yours.
I don't think so. Personal preference.
Crush it like a grape. Let's rehash the top 5 list real quickly. Mine is First Blood at number 5. Number 4, The Fugitive. God, love that movie. Number 3, Terminator. Number 2, Die Hard. Number 1, of course, The Dark Knight. Jewel Teddy came out with The Hunt. At number 5, number 4, Upgrade. Number 3, Sucker Punch. Number 2, Justice League. And number 1, of course, is Death Proof. Great list. Great topic, Jewel, tonight.
Thank you.
To help us with our very special guest. And we're going to bring him in now. I know we usually do it around 8:30, but tonight he's here. He's ready to rock. He looks great. I'm a little jealous. I tried to put on like a fancy button shirt here, and I'm still not working it. Let's welcome a terrific actor, stuntman, model. I heard he also credits himself as a singer-songwriter. I can't keep up with this guy. I don't know where he finds all the time in the day. The amazing Andrew James Bleidner, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Joel.
Hi.
Hey, man. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing wonderful. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you just fine. Excellent.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Now I got someone in the back room from my management screaming, "You're not on. You're not on." So I want to make sure.
Yeah, you're on. We got you. It's perfect.
Yeah,
it's a cool background. What do you have going on back there?
Yeah, what is that
That's
background?
actually that's one of my favorite actors up there. That's Joaquin. I got him in
Oh, look at
big mural I had made. I
so cool.
I have a wonderful circle of artist friends, and I actually had a really talented artist commission that for me a few years back. So I try to take it with me everywhere.
That is absolutely awesome. I love that. I'm like, I was going to jump to it. Jewel jumped to it. I wanted to know right away what that was as soon as I saw it. That's absolutely awesome. Just pay me no mind here. Just making sure I get the, there we go. We do all the treatments, make sure I get everything lined up. But anyway, thank you so much for being here. We actually met you for the first time, if you want to say met,
Yeah.
On our 100th episode. You were nice enough to pop on. You're friends with one of our all-time greats, Aaron Paul, and you tuned in, you joined in, you commented, we loved it. I'm like, you know what? This guy seems like a great guy. And Aaron had nothing but great things to say about you. I started looking into your history, and it seems like you have a great track. So thank you for taking the time to look into us. Thank you for joining us tonight. And if you're up to it, let's get some questions. We know the audio sometimes will freeze, get a little sticky, so we're just asking to bear with us. It'll all go well, we promise.
Hey, it's all rock and roll, right?
Absolutely. And that's, the best things come unplanned. So let's start out. You got some projects in the making. I look up IMDb and a couple of them are some pretty impressive cast lists. Steel Wheels of Michael Madsen, Tom Sizemore, the gorgeous Coco Austin, and then another movie called Morbius with Michael Keaton and Jared Leto, where you played Jared's stunt double. Tell us about these movies. What's the latest? I know COVID has slowed down some movie productions. Where are you at with your latest films? And tell us a little something about them.
So currently, the film for Steel Wheels, we got put on hold because of COVID. So I'm looking forward to us launching that, and that's a biker film where I'll be playing one of a group of brothers that are really, disenchanted by society and their upbringing where they live, and we have a choice. Try to go for it all, and that's all I'm really at the liberty with. But
okay,
that's a wonderful film as far as yeah, there's a lot of NDAs in my line of work, so.
Oh, understood.
But yeah, for that was pretty. I mean, we had a very sizable budget for it. That NDA is pretty bulletproof. But what I can say is that everyone in that production, their hearts were in it. They were very invested in the roles, and everything that you see is going to be a blast. So.
Did you get any updates on when when it will be released? Sorry.
Yeah, we have you. You're. It's a little freezing. So it does happen sometimes in the audio transition. We still have you here. Unless you want to bounce out and come back in with us, if you want to try that, that's always an option to sometimes clear it up a little bit.
Oh no, I think I have you back.
Okay.
Oh, so was there any updates on the new?
All right, I'm back.
Okay.
On the release date? For
yes.
which one?
For Steel Wheels.
For Steel Wheels, as of now, there's no updates.
Okay.
So
I feel it should be soon. I mean,
I get back in contact with our producers. I mean, come again.
We're having a little bit of technical difficulty, Andrew. Yeah, what we're going to do is I'm going to I guess bounce you out, and if you don't mind, just clicking right back into us, and we'll get you going in a minute. So I'm going to just remove you and ask you to re-hit that link, and we'll be back with you shortly. Let's take Andrew out here. The connection's kind of bad there. We'll get it back in a moment. He already got some dubs about how hot he is. Everybody likes this guy. He's a good-looking fella. I want to hear more. I really do. Yeah, the movies do sound very interesting, Joel. Like I said, he's got some great cast of characters. That one I also forgot to mention. Mickey Rourke is in that Steel Wheels film as well. Mickey Rourke.
God, there's so many people on that. Michael Madsen.
No. Michael Madsen,
like Coco.
Oh, I love Coco. I definitely love her. So we'll wait a moment or two, and I'll matter of fact, I'll just send a message through to Andrew to have him just click back on us. I'll shoot him a text message. Wonderful technology we have here. It's always nice, thank goodness. But in the meanwhile, Joel, you see the backdrop. I'm a proud fan again today of my Flyers, with just a wild victory that I almost didn't think we were going to get.
Yeah, what happened? I totally missed it.
They came out to like this gigantic 3-0 lead, and they were cruising, and then suddenly New York just kind of lulled them to sleep a little bit and just came back and ended up tying it up. And the Flyers end up winning it in overtime. Like I said, there's that little picture I'm going to show you later of this controversial offside that almost cost him the game. I just sent Andrew a text to have him try entering again. We do apologize to all the fans of Andrew that are here to see him. We did start off a little bit of technical difficulty. So far, so good, though, from what we hear and what we see and what we like. So we're going to I messaged him again. We'll try him back again in a few minutes. Yeah, he's out in Hollywood now. Local guy, Joey. A lot of his phone listings and previous businesses will listen in Connecticut. So that's very cool. East Coast guy.
Yeah. Love the East Coast.
I know, right? We love the East Coast. It's so rare to find guests from the East Coast.
It is, but we've had a lot lately, like the girls from New York. I mean, all our local people that we love. So
True. We do the local thing really well. It excites us. I love it.
mhm.
It's just like you almost wish that you had this Yosho private jet to just fly people in from all over the world. That would be pretty awesome.
I mean, I think we're gonna have a festival and they'll all just gravitate toward us.
I'm telling you. Speaking of festivals and guests and all that, we're going to have a massive list of upcoming guests because we are booked from now all the way pretty much to the end of October.
It's awesome.
It's
I'm
awesome.
so
Although
excited.
we don't have a Halloween guest yet, we do like to do our Halloween thing. I do have a couple guests in mind that we're going to try. Andrew just comments he's logging back in, so we'll have that in a second. Hopefully, it gets a little more clear and we get to continue this conversation because we're very excited. The ladies are excited. Everybody's telling me how hot she is. He is. Sorry. See, I put on like a button shirt. I tried to look sporty tonight. He still blew me away. He's got a nice looking shirt
Are you
on. He's
wearing a vest?
got the wavy. No, it's actually one of those Charlie Sheen type bowling shirts. So it's like black stripes and like a tan color shirt.
Yeah, you look like Johnny Drama. Thank you.
I look like Jack. I look like Jack Ass tonight, ladies and gentlemen. For all you new viewers, we normally don't have this here on the Yo Show. We're, although I say we're unscripted, we're normally a little more direct, but we'll make it work.
It happens time to time, but I feel we'll pull through.
We will. We always pull through. We always will. We got a lot of great topics to talk about tonight, Jewel. We went hog wild on topics. I guess we had a little extra time while Jewel was babysitting and waiting for babies to be born. And while I was sitting around here doing a whole lot of nothing, we just compiled a bunch of topics. Great stuff. Again, Flyers win today, Jewel. I was like glued to the TV. I tried something different today, though. Remember, it's been good luck for me to stay in the house and be home.
Yeah.
So after they lost the other night, I'm like, you know what, Jeff? Leave the house for the beginning of the game. So I had like some beer business to do. It worked. I had some beer business
to do. It was close. You can't do that.
Close. It doesn't matter how close it is as long as you win. And in the end, like Flyers, baby. One game to one.
Like you saw Silver Linings Playbook, right? Robert De Niro's sitting there. He's got his Krabby Snacks and homemades. And he's got to have the remote in a certain place. Like, that's how a lot of us Philly fans are.
Dude, you were not here for the Super Bowl win. I mean, that whole season, the Go Eagles light had to be lit. I had to be in the seat. The wife had to be upstairs. I had to be eating a certain product, drinking a certain beer. Everything had to be meticulous. I was trying to get. We're going to come back again with Andrew James Bleidner. For the folks at home have been so cool to hang out. Welcome back.
Hey, I think I fixed the technical difficulties.
Oh, you sound great.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, no, thankfully we have these mobile hotspots now. So.
Yeah, I mean, we used to have a state-of-the-art studio that we used to sit into every Wednesday night, and used to be flawless. And then, of course, COVID. And I'm like, let's try it from home. And every once in a while, we get that freeze frame, So anyway, you mentioned they don't have a date release quite yet for Steel Wheels.
Yes, but we are still pre-production. Right now, we're just waiting on our director Dusty Ducats and Chris Sweeney, and there's some phenomenal guys. They're real salt of the earth, and they're making this show really happen, and it's gonna be cool to be a part of it.
Sounds absolutely great, and like I said, just a great cast of characters. Perfect.
And we get to ride bikes, so I mean, we're just better than that.
I guess we'll get right to that. I mean, it's a question that's not on the list, but we like to improv too. Are you big into bikes? You're a bike rider? I know you do a lot of outdoor events. I see your Facebook list of outdoor sports, and you're like right up my wife's alley. I'm sure she's watching. But do you do a lot of bike riding?
I do what I can. It's just I think life's a lot about what we make of it, and the kind of the adventure we put behind it. And sometimes you get a little bit of catharsis from going on a motorcycle, and other times it's running or going for a hike or skydiving or doing something. I mean, it's just it's a different flavor for the week.
Sounds great.
What do you think like the craziest stunt you ever did was?
Good one.
They had I don't know if you're familiar with the term squib, but it's a technical term for an explosive that kind of small one, but we place it on an actor's chest. and on top of it is a jelly-filled pack of blood. So they put like 8 squibs on me, and they're all on technical charges. And I kind of got lit up like the scene in Scarface, but that was on a show I did a while back called Legends and Lies, and that's where I had the opportunity to portray a Union colonel. So that was a lot of fun. Other things, uh, I've done some writing before in scenes. Oh, I had a car driven to me. That was a
Wow.
great one. It was for 1930s strongman. They're all just kind of coming back.
Yeah.
Is there a fear level? Like, first of all, like I've always wondered. I watch shows where these people do these incredible stunts. Do you grow up thinking, "Hey, I gotta try this crazy stuff," and automatically want to be a stuntman, or I mean, what gets you into the drive to do such crazy things?
Well, actually, so my first profession is acting, but I do my own stunts, and I have done stunts for other actors. But I think it's just a willingness to be vulnerable, willingness to trust the rest of your crew, and to know your team. And the team is very very tribal in that sense. You get to know everybody in and out, and you have to know what the other guy or gal is thinking, and it just requires a lot of trust. So there's no stunt that I'm not willing to do, but I'd say there are stunts I'm not willing to do if it's not with people I trust. So
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
yeah.
And how do you train? Like, did you do training like before you were an actor, or did you do that as you like developed
So
your
it's
craft?
life. I,
Yeah.
I encourage, like, especially for for a lot of people wanting to break into the industry. I say do anything you can besides the conventional idea of what acting or what stunt work is. Take up martial art, ride a horse, learn how to ride a bike, go skydiving, go cliff diving, go rock climbing. Live, and don't ever box in an idea of what it is to be a performing artist. So
That's such
I
a
don't know if
great
that answered the
philosophy.
question.
No, yeah. It
Yes,
reminds me
great.
of Scarlett Johansson because her first movie was The Horse Whisperer with Robert Redford, and she never had ridden a horse a
Yeah.
day in her life. And you had to learn how to ride a horse well for the movie. And she just like hopped on and got it. And that was her breakout role. I'm like, who is this weird looking little girl? And she turns out to be mega movie star. So that's a good
Yeah, and
philosophy.
sometimes we learn the hard way. I found out I was allergic to horses that way. I actually it was
Oh wow.
my third time ever getting on one. Yeah, and I've forgotten since I was a child that I actually had a little allergy to them. And I get up on there and I start breaking out in hives, and I'm wondering like what's happening to me. And I just take a couple shots of Benadryl and I'm good. But
Oh no, that's
yeah,
dangerous.
Hey, that's more of a stunt than explosives. Like the
Yeah.
potential to be allergic to something and that's going to kill you.
yeah,
Good
keep an
stories.
EpiPen on
Um,
standby.
Yeah.
yeah, there you go. Make sure you got a good crew. Again, a crew that you trust. Um, you told me a funny little story today. I'm all about stories on sets and things that happen to people. And you mentioned somebody I absolutely love, Anna Kendrick. The movie was The Day Shall Come, and you had a little running with Anna Kendrick. Tell us a little something about that story because I found it hilarious. I thought it was great.
She is a phenomenal actor, and I remember getting the call to work on her film, and we flew down to the Dominican Republic, and
Awesome.
yeah, it was a whole team and I. We were portraying a hostage rescue team, and we had to do a lot of technical stunts on that, and we had the opportunity to work with a wonderful coordinator by the name of Priscar, and I believe he's out in Romania now doing his own
Yeah.
film. And he's just an awesome guy. But when I ran into Anna, it was actually in the middle of the street. They have these big parties on the street out there, and it's just absolutely wonderful. And I saw her dancing, and I remember I looked at her, and I just couldn't help but say, "I'm like, wow, you're a lot smaller than I expected." And it was just
She's Poppy.
yeah, and
Troll
it wasn't
Queen.
it wasn't a bad thing. It was I mean. It was more of a it was cool, and she kind of looked at me like, who the hell is this guy? And but then she kind of took to me, and she's just a phenomenal actor, a real powerhouse, and someone who I'm really looking forward to hopefully working with again.
That's so cool. So have you ever
Yeah,
been starstruck, like besides Hannah?
Yeah, actually, this winter I had the opportunity. I met Morgan Freeman, and
Oh wow.
yeah, that man has such a presence to him, and he's a lot taller than I expected too. He seemed to be about
Yeah.
6'2" or something, which I didn't expect. And his beat, his what we call beats in acting, just our natural pause with how we speak. I expected a very deep inflection that, I thought that he would take that type of a beat with his speech, but he was actually very quick. And it took me off guard, and I didn't know what to say when I met him. And then, I collected myself. I realized, all right, this is just a very successful one of my peers, because we're all in the same industry. We're all actors here. And, then I ended up having a really, really good conversation with him about the industry. And, he shed a little bit of his own wisdom to me that, I'm still kind of.
What did Morgan Freeman say?
No, no.
Oh, yeah, you want to know? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna paraphrase it for you, but
Okay.
he essentially he said something along the lines of, "One may never know," and to me, I was thinking like, what the heck does that mean? Does that mean like one may never know like what's gonna happen tomorrow? What one may never know what's gonna happen or anything? Just one may never know, and I kind of took that as like just a little mantra to myself that one may never know where the next moment will bring us. And as much as we can have plans, as much as we can have a script, sometimes we might improv. Sometimes we might meet someone that can change our whole life. And, just to be open. So I hope that
Wow.
answered it. Yeah.
That that's pretty awesome. You talk about the professionalism, how we're all actors. See, I couldn't be an actor because I'd be like, Morgan, say my name in your Morgan voice. And he'd be like,
And Jeff, my cousin is an actress, and she worked with Morgan on one of her films. She was in the Ted movies with the bear, and she doesn't get starstruck because she's been out in LA since she was 18, and
Yeah.
she got to work with Morgan Freeman. She's just like mind blown. But yeah, the picture's always great of people meeting Morgan because they're just like, wow, it's
yeah,
Morgan
say
Freeman.
my name. No, no, exactly. That's
Yeah.
pretty awesome. As well as great movies, I see you got some credits and some great TV shows and shows that I love and shows are very popular. Boardwalk Empire, you had a big part. Vampire Diaries, House of Cards, a lot of big ones. When you get pulled into these kind of shows with great plots and everybody wants the inside scoop, how hard is it? What kind of treatment did they give you? Did they sit you back, say, look, whatever you see here, you didn't see here, stuff like that? How hard is it to be on programs like that?
It's actually not that hard. I think when you separate your work from your personal life and you you have a respect for it, an understanding with other people that you meet, and an understanding that the industry is small. I've worked with people that I met when I just started off as an actor, which actually was on Boardwalk Empire. Um,
Oh, well.
and
Oh,
yeah,
that's
that
right.
was just a really
Oh,
small
yeah.
part I had. I ended up I was serving the young Nucky Thompson, Steve Buscemi's
Yes.
flashback self, and I just had a bit line. And at the time, being so green, like a term that we use for new actors, I didn't really know how to compose myself, but I knew like keep my mouth shut, do my lines, do my homework, and know know to show up on time. That was kind of like the mantra that I started off with, and then eventually I started coming to my own and I myself a little bit more, and I realized that it's more about the personality that you bring to it, rather than the idea of the character. And as far as sharing like trade secrets and things like that, I think the secret is that there is no secret. The secret is yeah, here's the inside scoop. There's there's no there's no formula to it. It's just about being open, being available, and really it is about being on time.
Did you ever feel like unprepared for a role at any time
Oh yeah,
and just had to like
yeah, totally.
just try to
Yeah,
wing it?
yeah. I think we've all felt unprepared. I think
Every Wednesday night at
I
eight
did
o'clock. Matter of
Yeah.
a
fact.
Broadway stint.
Right now. Stupid
Yeah,
question.
right. No, I mean
Sorry.
you can't help it. Yeah, I mean it's just at this point I've learned things that I have to do to try to stay active and always ready to play the role. But there are definitely times where I wasn't ready, and you get that adrenaline rush, and then you got to make it happen. Regardless of all the prep work that you've done, or think that you didn't do enough, or maybe you have last minute changes. There's always a change that sometimes the director might throw at you, or another actor might throw at you. Always rely on uh, the same line as a cue, because your scene partner might change something up. So you have to rely on your methodology. You have to rely on your intent as the character, and you have to know how to make your mark. I think those things have always helped me. Try to be a better actor. I know, but it's an evolving process. So I'm sure I'm gonna mess up in the future. I just hope that the mess up that I do make will translate into something that comes off natural, so that you guys will be able to look at it and say, "Oh wow, that looked kind of good."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like one of my
Yeah.
favorite things when you see the
Yeah,
supposed mistakes that they keep in movies that turn out to be really
Mhm.
great, and that's the kind of stuff that I just love. And like you said, just roll with it, do what you got to do. Like Star Wars when Han Solo, when Princess Leia said "I love you" and he said "I know," wasn't supposed to be there, came off his lips, and
Gold.
it's history.
I've actually said that line before, and yeah, it's a good one, you know. But yeah, I had the opportunity to work with some really wonderful people in New York in the off Broadway scenes, and we actually did some children's theater, some charity for some kids that otherwise wouldn't be able to see, real theater, be able to go in. And I remember I was called in by a really wonderful woman, and her name is Elizabeth, and she said, "Listen, like, we're doing Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, and we need someone to play Doc." I'm like, "Okay, when do you need him?" She's like, "We need him today at 4 o'clock." I'm like, "Oh God,
Wow.
okay, yeah." I remember the movie. I remember reading this a long time ago. So I
I'm
go down
surprised.
and yeah, I see the script, and I'm looking at the sides, and I'm I see all these children in the audience. I peek through the corner. I'm like, "Oh man, this is going to be my toughest audience." These kids have a dream right now, and I'm not going to be the guy to ruin their dream. And I think that's when I was the most really nervous for a scene. Nervous for messing up. But then it all worked out. I had a really great cast, and they were able to pull it together, and as we were able to bounce off some really organic things. And yeah, so sometimes mistakes are a good thing. Sometimes we can improv off of it, and most of the time we're our own worst critics.
Yeah,
And that's such a great cause. I mean, I mean, most people don't sit back and think about, how kids in some areas don't have access to theater, and
Yeah.
it's a great cause. What else have you been doing during the lockdown? Like, have you been keeping busy? Have you been being creative at all?
I have actually. I just did a couple of auditions. I don't know if I can talk about them. I have someone from my team over here. Can I talk about those auditions?
please. We like scoop here. We like being the inside scoop.
Yeah, I just did. I did one. Hopefully, I can land it for a series on Netflix. And
Ooh, all right.
all I can't give an actual name, but I can tell you. It's based off a popular comic some years back. Yeah, and I'd be coming in as one of the four, so it would be a great opportunity. I think the character has some a meaningful line in the foil for the rest of the characters, and I have a little bit of perspective to be able to play him. Um,
Ooh,
Yeah, sorry, I wish I could tell you more about that. I probably shouldn't have even brought it
Four.
up.
I'm trying to think like four.
I'm gonna be, yeah, we're
Fantastic Four.
gonna be bounced over heads
Okay.
tonight. And it's funny you mentioned it because like the evolution of comic book heroes, action heroes, etc. It's changed. Like when I was a kid, Aquaman had like short blonde hair and blue eyes. Now Aquaman's this big hulking, long
Yeah.
hair,
He was
sexy
a
dude.
dork.
So whatever you can do to change the role, Andrew, that's totally awesome. Speaking of projects, there was one we talked about earlier that you wanted me to mention. Good friend of yours from Blue Bloods, Robert Clohesi. I don't know if I said his name correctly, but it's a brand new project just found out about. Tell us about Dax. I know you're very excited about it, and we'd like to hear about it.
Yeah, so actually, I got contacted from Robert. He actually worked on Boardwalk Empire,
Oh, okay. Awesome.
and then he worked on Blue Bloods, and we ended up cultivating, this really cool friendship, as actors. And he reached out to me and asked me to play a role of his son in a upcoming project. And what I'm at the liberty to discuss about that right now, because that's the thing about acting, is that I can't reveal the script.
You're
And
killing me
Yeah.
tonight.
I know it's tough. It's but
Uh,
it's a wonderful script. It's set in the 1960s about a draft dodger,
oh,
and yeah, there's a lot of cool elements to the story. It's it's something that I think is once again relevant uh, in modern times. I think that's not just a historical piece. It's something that it kind of plays into a lot of modern tones and things that we are currently kind of moving through. As far as families, as far as the world, as far as I mean, history is cyclical, right? It
yeah,
always kind of comes back in some
absolutely.
way or another. But yeah, that's an awesome script. I'm looking forward. I need to reread it this week, and get back to him. We
Yeah.
usually have meetings on it.
That sounds great. Do you find that you make is it more about making friendships and making good connections to get more roles, or is it something where, I mean, like you said, you do some modeling work? Is it like a look of, hey, this guy looks like the part we're after? What's the method behind landing more roles?
The method is madness. I wish I knew the actual method that they use, but I could tell you that the first thing that in casting they want to see is, can they fit the bill? Do they look the part that we want? Um, and it's not necessarily superficial. It's something like, okay, do they match another character? Will they enhance their character's element? And it's also talent. Um, I think that there's always room to improve, and I have a lot to learn. The amount that I learned even in the past year is incredible. But to be able to play the role, to be able to appear at the role, to work hard, to know your lines, that's a big thing. A lot of actors think they can just show up as a model and know how to act, and it's
Look at my face.
yeah, and it's that only gets us so far. That's why we have acting, and then we have modeling. Um, you have to be able to keep your eye on forward momentum. There's something my grandfather used to tell me, was keep your eye on the sparrow, and that's something that I still try to do. It's always eluding you, right? That bird is always
Right.
flying around. You're always kind of chasing it with your eyes because they're very active. And I play with that metaphor a little bit. I think to always stay vigilant, to understand that we have to stay in touch with our humanity, in touch with the personal elements to make us who we are, and not to ever really lose that. Um, and that can be easy for some people. Get
Sure.
caught up in the hype, and they forget, what made them who they were, what their thumbprint was that made them marketable in the first place. We have to try to get as close to the script, as close as to the identity of the character that the writer envisioned and the director envisions. And I think there's There was an old quote from this cowboy back in the day, and I think what did he say? It was like, your job is to show up, uh, you know, be with the girl and shoot the gun, and sometimes just that, and like the cowboy show. Sometimes you got to just do what they tell you, and then other times you get a little bit more play at it creatively.
It reminds me of like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where he does play that the 50s cowboy, and it's just a sad story of his.
Yeah, that's it.
Great movie.
Yeah, thanks.
But I kind of want to get back to the character and everything, and you already mentioned comic books, but Morbius is a huge movie, and you have a part in that. So, like, you're Jared stuntman. So, how involved were you in that? And is there a new release date? Because I know that the trailer was like released a couple months ago. So, is there any movement on that date?
So I can't discuss anything on that. Also, once I do my part, they I don't talk to them for a while. So
really? Oh wow.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, so that's no, it's okay. It's that's just another like part of the business. Is we know the contract we originally signed, only allows us to speak of so much until more information is released. And as far as things that we're able to have placed on IMDb or the production puts up for us, that's all we can really talk about, especially with companies like Sony. They're
So
pretty
we're about
airtight
as up to date as you are.
Right, yeah.
just about. I could tell you that the people who actually coordinated everything, they were very in tune with the camera. They're very in tune with the script, and the way that they work is very. Everything has a place. They don't waste any time, and they do a wonderful job at putting together a film.
Well, it looks like a great film. It looks like Marvel's Batman. I mean, I'm not familiar with the story. Yeah, looks really.
Yeah, it's very dark, very seedy, but also I think it's an audience for everybody. So
cool.
That sounds great. Morbius is the title. Last thing I saw was 2021 release date through IMDb. They leave you hanging a little bit because we try to get our information from there without prying into the guests too much. But so we appreciate any information you can give us. You got a story.
We had a great makeup artist.
There you go.
Yeah. Her and I actually cultivated a great relationship, wonderful friendship. Yeah.
Very awesome. I'm dying to get to this story rather. You told me you had a great story about down in Louisiana with a film you did called Man Down with Shia LaBeouf, Gary Oldman. Again, great names. And you said it was a great story about. Yeah, you said it was a great story about being down in Louisiana. Lay us on that, because I've been dying to hear this story all day long.
Yeah, so that film already released a while back, and that one there's really no rules for that one. But looking on this very cerebral film on imagine like a sci-fi film on PTSD, if you will, and
sure.
And yeah, it goes really deep into the psyche of a war hero and him coming back from fighting overseas, and whether or not things were real or not real, that's what I really encourage people to go check out the film. It's pretty good. But I had some really, really awesome experiences on that set. I got to meet Shia LaBeouf, and he's just a real stand-up guy. I think he's one of my favorite actors I got to work with. Just big heart, huge heart. Really, really genuine. He took the time, and he went up to every single person on my casting crew, and he actually got to know them a little bit. He didn't just go in, do his scene, and then go back to his trailer. He lived it, and I took a few cues from that. It reinforced the idea that it's best to kind of live the character in that way. And this guy, he's just wild, but in the coolest of ways. We'd be running into the Pontchartrain, which is this giant like lake that's brackish water, half swamp, half ocean, and there'd be little caimans and alligators in there. and he'd just be having a good time, kind of like no fear, but so we got to know each other a little on that film, and yeah, it was fun.
He's like a phenomenal actor. Like he just takes his craft so seriously. Like you could tell though, like
He
he's
does.
just so invested in all of his parts. So I mean, that's just an amazing story. You got to like hang out with him now too.
Wow, it's awesome.
Yeah, he's someone you definitely want to, have maybe a cup of tea or something with.
Yeah,
I'm
or whiskey.
I have one right now. Yeah.
How do you find your relationships with producers, directors, people on set? Do you find an easy transition? Is it a little too strict on the business end, or is it it's very embracing? How do you find the scene?
I think that we're all people, and
I like that.
everybody that is kind deserves your attention. Everybody that has you know something to say deserves a little bit of your respect and understanding, and I try to take the time to get to know everybody. I don't like leaving a set and saying, "Oh wow, I wish I got to speak to them." I want to know everybody. I want to be able to understand what Crafty's doing, how their day is. I want to understand what our producers are doing, what our scripty's doing. I want to get to know people, and it's not just because we work together. It's because we're people, and we're in a very vulnerable space. And there's a lot of time, a lot of money going all at once, and the better of a relationship that you have with everyone on set, the more efficient the film's going to run. At least I think.
Yeah, it's a good way to look at it.
Thanks.
So we're going to put you on the hook like we like to do. You got a little bit of a head start because you kind of heard the topic. We're going to lay it on you anyway. We're going to go. We're going to go 5. If you could hit 5 with us, your top 5 favorite all-time action movies, and it could be ones you acted in. It doesn't even matter. Your top 5.
All right.
You have a head
Kill
start. Come on, Kill Bill. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Matrix.
Matrix is good.
That was
Sure.
pretty cool.
That one.
Yeah. Old Boy.
Okay.
It's the way they shot that. I heard they have this one scene in there where it's pretty brutal. Just a warning to some of the younger audience, but they have like this hammer scene where this guy just all one continual shot, and the way they were able to film that, it's pretty phenomenal. It's actually, I think, what they mirrored that a little bit in John Wick, so I'm going to put John Wick in there too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm a big Keanu fan. I think
Yeah.
that guy is just he's just so real. Just a very really humble guy, and I think that's how people really make a lasting impression in the industry is having that kind of character. I gotta say Terminator 2. My buddy
Yeah. Awesome.
Bill. Yeah, he actually he wrote that, and he did that with Cameron, and yeah, so definitely T2. Yeah, I guess.
That's 5 already.
Oh, that is 5.
That was
Yeah,
a great
I love
list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I would put Star Wars in there too, but
This
I
is
saw
what
the
it
Vader
is.
helmet, and I love it.
So
that's my
cool.
COVID mask. I like
Yeah.
to.
Nice. There you go. That's pretty safe.
Yeah, I retrofit that sometimes. Oh yeah, it is very safe. They haven't got the sound box on here, so I like to. Oh, I think it needs some
That's
batteries.
neat.
Yeah.
If it had batteries, next time we bring you in, make sure that thing's got batteries. You got to say all kind of great stuff for your Vader mask. That's a good list, though. Kill Bill, The Matrix, Old Boy,
Yeah.
John Wick, Terminator 2, Star Wars. It's amazing how Keanu Reeves has become like the ultimate action star. He's excellent, though, like I said.
Thank Keanu.
Yeah.
He is. He takes the time. He takes the time, and I think it's him. There's nothing fake about that guy. And
Right.
that's why I think it makes him such a cool actor, is because he's just very real.
I'm so excited for Bill and Ted.
Oh yeah, me too. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. We're going to thank you. I know we kept you long. I said normally about a half hour, kept it a little longer than we wanted to, but we're just having a great time. The audience obviously loves you. Some great comments. A lot of people think you're a future award winner. I concur. I think you're amazing. You're a young guy. You got plenty of time ahead of you. You got a great look, a great personality, just a great delivery. Andrew, we'd like to invite you to come back soon when the two new movies come out.
I appreciate it. Yeah, and I'll be back on. And thank you again for your time. You're both wonderful. And yo.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Check out, take a look out on IMDb for Andrew, and you can find him on Facebook and Instagram at AJ. It's actually AJ Bleids, Bleids, to check out. One release of movies are Morbius is the film, and of course Steel Wheels will both be coming out soon. A tremendous actor, great person, one hell of a dude. You got to get to Philly sometime, man. Me and you got to sit down and have a beer or something, because I can just listen to your acting stories all day long.
Thanks, man. Oh, and just a quick shout out to two young and very talented people in my life. I like to give a shout out to Elijah and a shout out to Quinn. And yeah.
That's awesome. If you guys are out there, welcome. And if not, send the replay. Make sure to get the shout out. Terrific interview, Andrew. Thank you so much. Andrew James Bleidner, ladies and gentlemen, like I said again, check him out on IMDb, Instagram, Facebook. Keep an eye on this guy. He is tremendous, great individual, and he's going to be skyrocketing in the movie industry. Thank you for taking the time. Have a great night. We'll talk to you real soon.
Thanks.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much.
Take care.
That was outstanding. Jewel, world-class guy, a great guy, very laid back, very mellow. We had talked on the phone a couple days ago. He more or less wanted to know what we're all about and what the show's all about. There is Elijah.
Aww.
And I think Elijah has been in earlier. I think he was here earlier. So I believe that's his shout out. So thank you for that.
Adorable.
Cindy, thank you for the thumbs up. But yeah, we talked the other day. He wanted to know what we were all about. And he said something that's very big. And I think people take it for granted. And he said, your reputation in the business is important. It's also important how you come off. And I told him, this is the show. We don't hard hit. We don't ask ridiculous questions. I want people to get to know the real person. And so Quinn got the shout out also. They love the shout outs. Andrew, thank you.
That's
so
awesome.
It's just great, man. It's great. And I said, Andrew, no need to worry, man. If you want to sit down, watch some. He says, I already watched some. I like your delivery. He said our setup was dope, which is great. I mean, some hip lingo. And he was terrific. Jewel, even better. I know, we got hip lingo. Even, like I said, when we first got a piece of him at our 100th episode, just his comments,
yeah,
the way he handled himself and all that was terrific. And I'm like, you know what? I like this guy. Jody Valentine, ladies and gentlemen, one of the most amazing artists that has been on our show is tuning in, and we're going to be talking about her soon because we just have a gigantic list of upcoming guests. I was going to wait, but I see a lot of people are still tuned in. My man, Brian Harvey, he said he heard the beer crack. You did hear the beer crack, my man. Nice fresh one,
Oh, he said I have a new studio. I changed position.
Yeah, it's a great setup. I don't know. Andrew claims he was drinking tea. I told him to feel free on our show to drink whatever satisfies you. If it's tea, so be it. I don't know if I believe you, but he was also
very chill. I think it is tea.
Very
calm.
He is very calm. And you know what? You know what, though? Like, I'm all about my masculine side. I'm all about loving my wife and loving females. But he's like the dude I want to be. He's like this good-looking dude. He's got like this nice suit on. He's like, yeah, man. So, yeah. Let me tell you how chill this was. And I'm like, yeah. Coolest guy on earth. He is. He's like the coolest guy. It was awesome. It was. I'm like, nowhere near as cool. It's like he should be the new host of the O Show. That guy's like the coolest guy on earth.
I'm going to bust your sins a little bit because you bust mine all the time. But you're wearing a McLovin vest.
It's not a McLovin vest.
It's a McLovin vest.
It's a Charlie Sheen bowling shirt.
Cool. My name is McLovin.
It's a Charlie Sheen bowling shirt. For the love of God.
Hey, Pinocchio. Where are you going?
All right, we're gonna take a 30-second timeout here on the O Show. Stick with us.
Love you, Jeff.
I love you too. Stick with us while I go away and do a costume change. We're gonna listen to. I'm gonna play a song. I feel like I should do that now and change the outfit. What fire cannot burn is not the song. It is the Catalyst. But it is the Catalyst by St. Ricketts. We're going to share. We're going to play it right now here on the O Show while I change my ridiculous looking outfit. We'll be back in a few minutes. I hate you.
Poor Jeff.
All right, no offense to our friends from St. Ricketts, but I'm back and I'm dressed in a new outfit. So let's get back to the show. Jewel Tatey on fire tonight. Actually putting me in my place for a change.
I'm sorry.
No, that was great. It really was. That was absolutely hilarious. The audience played on it, and it's I'm usually the digger, and tonight I'm the digging. That's perfectly okay. It's a Charlie Sheen bowling shirt. Yeah. So Brian Harvey, I agree. Flyers pulled it out. Tough game today. Came out to a big lead. Almost let it get away. But I'm going to show you this real quick. I'm going to show everybody here that's watching because I know we got some Flyers fans that tune in. This is the offside call. Now, watch this picture. It's blurry, but somebody got it off of social media. And let me take Andrew's name down real quick. Sorry, Andrew. But look at that. See, that play is still clearly offside. The skate has not hit the blue line. The guy in the back here, he's got the puck already in the zone, and the skate is still in. So it is an offside. I know it's not the biggest problem. Like, it's not going to cause a big mess to make that goal go in, but technically it's an illegal goal.
Illegal.
Illegal. Shit is illegal. I get the proof right here on the Yo Show. That's why you tune into the Yo Show. You get great guests, you get great comedy, and you get hard-hitting facts. What's the matter?
Oh, Jody said, "Where's the little one?"
I know. No little one. My comments actually froze. Keep saying I got 3 new comments and I can't scroll them. So I do apologize if you're commenting and I'm not responding. Oh, all friggin' side is right. Okay, there's Brian. Much love, Jewel and Jeff from Andrew. Andrew, thank you very much. I'm going to post that on there. Much love to you as well. You so awesome. Awesome. We definitely want to have him on again. But Brian, I agree. Pathetic. It's a bad call. It's a call that could cost them the game. It's a bad call. But we got the goal in the end. We won the game. 1 game to 1. Islanders are giving us a handful. That's okay. Jewel, we are packed, loaded, stuffed with great guests coming all through September and October. So for all you tuning in, we're going to do this right now with our beautiful little picture montages and all. And I'm going to give a lineup of everybody that's coming in. And we're going to start off with next Wednesday night, which is September the 2nd, Jewel. This beautiful lady right here, this is Sherry Nelson. Let's give her her little flyer here as well.
She's so pretty.
She's very pretty. Sherry is, oh my God, I mixed this all up there. She is, should I say September 2nd, but she's a Maxim magazine model, actress. She's also doing some show hosting and some podcast work and all that. She's outstanding. I have tried to get her for a while. She is part of the Jimmy Star family of entertainers. Jimmy was nice enough to set us up with her, and that is coming up next week. The beautiful Sherry Nelson. Very excited for that. Very sweet young lady as well. We've had several conversations about just the industry and her coming on, and that's been great. So that is next week. 2 weeks from today, bam, we bring you another beautiful actress, model. Damn, Joel, I totally messed up the way these graphics come out. All these entertainers probably watching like, this guy screws me up. Anyway, Actress, model Angie Stevenson is going to be our very special guest. Another person who's worked with the Jimmy Star family. I dig that back tattoo with the wings. Very cool. Great conversation with her as well. Very fun. Living out in California, dying to do the show. Can't wait to come on. Said it looks like a lot of fun. She seems like a lot of fun. That's going to be great. That is September 9th. Actress, model Angie Stevenson will be with us. Coming up on the 16th. Yeah, we just keep them coming, folks. On the 16th, this woman, excellent actress. She has been a longtime soap opera star. She now has some upcoming Lifetime movies coming up. Jessica Morris, brought to us from the great Jessica Katz publicity team. Jessica Morris will be on the show on the 16th. We're going to talk about a brand new movie that she has coming out on Lifetime. Very excited for that. This should be an excellent episode. They keep coming, Jewel. I'm not done yet. I've only just begun. 23rd. We're stoked, Joel. I can't wait for that. I'm like so giddy. I can't even push this graphic up. But the one and only, the return of the one and only Jennifer Taylor. That's right, folks. Remember Jennifer Taylor from 2.5 Men. She was the beautiful Chelsea, Charlie's fiance. There it is. We had her on before. We had a blast with her. We talked about so many funny things, and she had us laughing. We had her laughing. She is gorgeous. She's a tremendous actress. She is great. I am so excited. Puts us off.
Hey.
Say hey. I might be able to just rearrange that where they're off to the side. No, it's not gonna work. Anyway, so yeah, coming up on the 23rd, Jennifer Taylor. I can't wait for that. I spoke to her PR people and I said Jennifer is excited to come back on again, which is great. I know, right? Like she loves us, and we love her. One of the most beautiful actresses on television. We can't wait. Jennifer Taylor, coming up on the 23rd. Let's do the banner first instead of the picture first. Make sure I can find a banner so I'm not quite as much of a moron. September 30th, we actually have another guy coming on. Michael Sequilla, ladies and gentlemen. He is an actor, director, and an awesome dude. Another Jessica Katz product. Jessica was nice enough to send him our way. Looks like a tough guy.
Thank you, Jessica.
Yeah, Jessica just brings us great people as well. Mike looks like a big tough dude. We're going to talk about his acting, some upcoming movies he's got coming out. So that is September 30th. Now we break into October, and the moment that I have definitely waited for, because this young lady has waited all night to hear her name called out. She tuned in for this great promo, and we had her on the show a couple months ago. Jody Valentine, ladies and gentlemen. The song is Too Soon, and it has been blowing people away. Tons of hits on Spotify and Apple Music and all the great music outlets. She's local. She's beautiful. Her personality is adorable, and she is a tremendous artist. We're going to play new music. We're going to play music right here from Jody Valentine. She said, when am I coming back on? And I said, yeah, but October 14th, she's coming on, and we can't wait for that. And a young lady that just announced today, we're going to keep Jody's face on there just for another second while she's out there because I can't see her comments if she's commenting.
Jody!
We can't wait to have you back, Jody. We like to do live stuff, but that's coming near future once the pandemic crap ends. And then somebody I just had the luxury of speaking with today, another lovely musician, October 21st. Not to be fooled by the Friends character, ladies and gentlemen, but the very beautiful and very talented Rachel Green, another local artist. I'm telling you, check this girl out also on YouTube, Rachel Green. She's got her own YouTube channel I subscribed to today. Her voice is gorgeous. Her music is great. She looks great. So excited. Just a huge cavalcade of tremendously talented artists coming up in the next 2 months on the Yo Show. No need to wait and say, I wonder who's going to be on this week, or I wonder who Jeff and Joe we're going to put out this week. I just gave you a lineup, folks, to pack you for the next 2
months. Give it up for Jeff Perini.
Thank you.
You play all those names. He texted me and I was like, what? Like the next month and a half you just took over? Like, he knows I got a lot of stuff going on, and I just want to say personal thank you so much for all your hard work. And man, I mean, that is some great work.
Thank you very much. My man Brian Harvey says happy for us and a great lineup. It is a great lineup. Really super talented people, some pretty people. We always seem to have pretty people on. Isn't that amazing?
Gorgeous. All of our guests are gorgeous.
Gorgeous people. Tough-looking guys, good-looking guys. You know what I mean? Just absolutely awesome. We are going to get together, Brian, for that happy hour. We have not forgotten about you. We want to get together, talk about this potential live farm show we got going. I'm very excited. Ricky Vaccaro's in the house with a yo. What's up, Ricky?
Ricky!
Or Tiki, as the ladies call him. he works with my wife and a bunch of the females, and they'll get on the phone like, hey, Ticky, Ticky, they pick on this poor guy. Meanwhile, the dude's like the boss. Like, he manhandles that place. He's like the man.
Wait, is Ticky?
They call him Ticky.
Oh,
So Brian Harvey said
better than my nickname.
Brian Harvey said my co-host ain't so bad. She's not bad. You kidding? When I went on the hunt for a female co-host, I had to make sure somebody looked as good as me.
Yeah.
And we did it with Jewel Tatey. Speaking of which, speaking of Jewel Tatey, ladies and gentlemen, you think I forgot? I didn't forget. Our very own beautiful and lovely Jewel Tatey will be the very special guest on the Horror Night podcast. I'm going to post it. I got a banner for that here somewhere too. I got to put my banners in order. I need an assistant, for the love of God. Anyway, there it is. Watch Jewel Tatey, our very own Jewel Tatey, very special guest on the Horror Night podcast, Saturday, August 29th, hosted by Austin Wood. It goes live at 8 o'clock p.m. It's Austin and his co-host Jeff Thompson and Rachel Lagan. They talk horror movies, good and bad. They like to get in little funny digs. Austin says he's also a part-time comedian, so he's pretty sharp. Me and him have a lot of conversations. He's a dude that's deep into the movies. He asked me what the chances are of having Jewel Tatey on. I said, man, why not? Give me $1,000 and she's all yours. I mean, no, we didn't get any money whatsoever for that plug. No, seriously though, we're very excited. He was gracious to ask for it, and Jewel Tatey, our very own, you get a double dose. You in the podcast world, August
this week.
August 29th, a double dose of Jewel Tatey. What can anybody ask for? The Horror Night podcast.
I'm so excited for this. Like, I listen to Austin's episodes, and I mean, some huge names I'm following after. Like, Clint Howard was on this month. It's just crazy. Thank you so much, Austin. Thank you, Jeff, for, as always, supporting me. And I'm just so uber excited. Bring on the fall. Bring on the PLS and the PSL. And scarves and leggings.
I like it.
Basic chicks are here for it.
Ricky Vaccaro said that you're not that scary. She's not that scary.
Who said I was scary?
Nobody. We're going to talk scary movies now.
Oh, yeah.
You scare me a little bit sometimes. You're picking on my shirt.
Wait, I want to know what this is about. Me, personality. You, outgoing personality. What is this?
Who said that? I don't know. I don't know.
He's like, 1 + 1 = 3? Is that an inside joke?
I don't know. I don't know if my wife is into that, but Andrew, my brother, Andrew. I don't know. My wife's not into that kind of stuff. My wife just got Jewel. It came in delivery the other day. And I'm telling you, I love her to death. But she's got the notion of spontaneity. This gigantic, like 15-foot box shows up to my door, and it's her brand new paddleboard.
Wow.
It's huge. It's absolutely, I got no room for this thing. It's bigger than my house.
Holy crap. So how big is it? Like,
it's got to solidly be about 10 feet.
Can you, like, carry it on your car? I was behind a what is it called? Paddleboard? Is it like a big surfboard?
Yeah, it is like a big surfboard. Exactly right. It's gigantic. And I got to tell you, I give her credit because to me, it seems a little... Thanks, Brian. It seems a little sketchy because basically it's just you standing on it with a paddle.
Why am I thinking of like a big kayak? Don't mind me.
We got a kayak too. She's getting actually the kayak setup.
So how do you transport it? Do you put it on top of your little Mazda?
Well, she's going to put it on top of her bigger Mazda, her SUV. She actually is getting the roof rails and all that done in a couple of days. She's so excited. She's a big outdoors person. And, I forgot to get into that a little more with Andrew about, I seen he's into canoeing and all that kind of stuff. And, definitely come to the Philadelphia area, Langhorne area, because I definitely have somebody to go out with you and do all that canoeing and kayaking and all that good stuff. And I'll be there too. I just don't have the same.
Me and Chef will be on the shore drinking some drinks.
That is the one thing we do great here on the O Show, and that's drink beverages. Jewel, I'm so excited for this upcoming guest and all this great stuff. We're going to do a shorter version tonight of my favorite segment. Of course, I got to find it on the list here. It's Man Cave Scores time, ladies and gentlemen, where Jeff basically shows you the little kid toys that he accumulates and puts in his man cave.
We need a little like sound bite for this, like bop 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 bop.
There, I like it. Like the little
No,
Nintendo.
copyright it. Nope.
Yeah, right.
Research.
And just like that, we just got sued by Nintendo. That was quick. Now, seriously, Man Cave finds very quick. Joel,
Just call me conservative.
I dug through today and found this dandy, and it's the Joe DiMaggio. I'm sorry, that's Lou Gehrig. Did I say DiMaggio? Lou Gehrig. It's my Lou Gehrig figure, Joel, complete with microphone. This is his big speech that he gave to the Yankees when he retired from his ALS. Very cool stuff. Dude, I find them. Speaking of find, I know I shared this a couple weeks ago. I went out to Target and found more of these today because I'm a junkie for these things. The classic 60s TV series Batmobile. I found 2 more today at Target. I love the Batmobile. I have to get Joel Tatey one. I got a bunch of. I love the Batmobiles.
Do you feel? Side note, that I'm echoing bad.
Are you?
Do you hear me?
I don't hear you echoing on my end, but if you say so.
Yeah, someone said that. Anyway, do you feel like stores pulled a bunch of stuff during the pandemic and then like have new shipments of things that you haven't seen in months, or is this just me?
I think you're right because the Funko Pop thing, and we'll get into my couple of my Funko Pops in a minute, because they always make the show. But yeah, it seems like you went into a lot of stores, and I was waiting as a collector of Funko Pops and silly memorabilia from Man Cave. I was waiting for the malls to reopen. I said, I'm going to go on the attack, and there's going to be shipments of great stuff, and I'm going to get them. And I walked in, and everything was the same old, same old. And then like a couple weeks later, I see this guy that collects. I'm friends with him on Instagram. He's like, just found this in the store, just found that in the store. And I'm like, well, how the hell did that happen? Like I thought there was no shipments. I thought everything was being held. I've been had.
I think we all have, especially things that I buy on the regular. Like there's just certain kind of chip I eat, and I haven't seen it on the shelves for months. And then all of a sudden, it was like a whole shelf of them. I'm like, what is this?
What kind of chip do you eat?
Well, it's the Tostitos multigrain, and I haven't been able to find them anywhere. And all of a sudden, they just show up. So guess what I've had for the past 3 nights?
Maybe because they suck so much, they took them off the market.
Nachos.
I want to say hi to my good friend Robin Silver. Robin, thank you for tuning in. Just give me a hey, Jeff, and hey, Robin. Tough game today, Rob. Robin's a diehard Flyers fan. You must have been dying today. God, today. Oof. Had me on edge, Joel Tatey. Wasn't happy. I was almost not going to do the show. I'm kidding. Of course. Just cleaned 80,000 cars in my one barn garage. Dude had a $4.2 million collection. Isn't that amazing? The kind of cars that show up in barns and farms and all that. It's like, I want to find something like that. Oh, cards. Okay, so cards. Cards have made a giant
Jay
comeback.
Leno over here?
Chewed her nails off. I chewed my nails off. I don't even have nails. Crazy. But cards are making a comeback. My buddy Christian that does a lot of the collecting with me, he said the cards are making a huge comeback, but it's more the modern player because all these cards have like all these weird varieties and all these different kind of chases and special ones and all, and it's making a huge comeback. I don't know. I got enough of Funko Pops. Anyway, speaking of Funko Pops, Jewel, last week it was the Blacklight Iron Man. This week it's the Blacklight Thor.
Oh,
check Thor out. Thor's like extra cool. Damn it, the glare's right in it this week. Thor's like really cool. I gotta get a black light. Look at it from the side. Great figure. Love it. Came in nice protective case too.
So yeah, you have these blacklight ones in the protective cases. What are you gonna do? Shine it through the plastic?
It's funny you said that. Speaking of which, my last one that I'm not opening, my Blacklight Spider-Man.
Get out.
It's a collector kit though. It comes with a T-shirt, a Blacklight Spider-Man, and what else? That's it. And the fancy box. But I can't open it. Robin Silver, I recommend going on at Mercari or eBay. You can get Thor for probably like 20 to 25 bucks. It's definitely worth it. It's the coolest figure ever. But you know what's funny? I went and I got the Tron figure. Now, the Tron figure supposedly glows in the dark. Yeah. If you take it out of the box, it doesn't really glow in the dark.
No?
I
Well, that
can't
would
take-
make sense to glow in the dark, the Tron. Does Thor have a
Right.
little lightning bolt that glows in the dark?
No, he's got the hammer. His hand is orange. This is probably the best of the black lights. Like everybody talks about how special black light one is. The Doctor Strange one's kind of boring. Iron Man's decent. Still got to get Captain America to finish the set, though.
Man. No, I finally saw the whole. What?
She said Chris Hemsworth is only 25 bucks. No, I'm sure you're going to get him for a lot more money. There's
Hey.
a hot.
I bought my sister a Chris Hemsworth meet and greet for $70.
Really? There you
And
go.
you never saw that picture?
No.
Yeah, it's my sister and Chris Hemsworth, and man, I got for her right when she had her last treatment. That was
Wow.
her thing, and she was just like,
He is Chris Hemsworth. Now, again, I'll be straightforward in my heterosexuality. He is the second best looking man I know.
I think Superman's better.
No. I'm going to give you the list because you're over there laughing.
Superman, Shazam.
Really, Shazam?
Yeah.
See, for me, the top 3 looking best guys. Number 3 is Jeff Perini. Number 2 is Chris Hemsworth. And number 1 is Andrew James Bleidner, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah! Awesome tonight. Love it. He is a good looking fella. I can admit it. You know, I'm handsome, but what can you do? Now, Brian actually showed me a picture, Jewel, of these cars. I don't know if you can see these, but these are like the antique cars that were found in that. Look at that. Can you see that? It's like an old school police patrol car.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. There's a couple more. There's look at this truck. Dude, these are phenomenal. Can you imagine like coming across these and landing
Oh,
these
that is cool.
in that kind of condition? They've got to be worth tons of money. I know we're a little delayed, Brian. Always pointing it out.
Hi, Mom.
We need a producer. I'm checking my message. I'm showing the pictures. And there's look at that.
I thought he said cards, not cars.
I don't know. First, you know what? Now I'm confused. I thought he said cards.
Also some cars.
Oh, Jewel. So I got to get this out real quick. A place that I discovered locally, and a lot of local people that are watching will know it. And I hope this fella is still on because I want to give him some props. The name of the place is Gleason's. It's a little bar up our area. And they're actually being known now for one of the best cheesesteaks in the area. Terrific. They're right here in Levittown area. Their cheesesteaks are absolutely
What?
phenomenal.
The best cheesesteaks.
Jewel, phenomenal. And I kid you not, just had one this weekend. And the owner I became friends with the owner on Facebook. His name is Patrick McConney. Great guy. And I was on a cheesesteak page on Facebook just praising how good these cheesesteaks were. And somebody said, oh, the owner's my neighbor. And I came across Pat. We talked a little on Facebook. He watched the show tonight and he was just thrilled with what we did. And he sent me a nice message to say that we're phenomenal interviewers. And he actually mentioned about doing a show there one night, which is part of the big scheme, going local to places and just enjoying food and beer and meeting up. So Pat was on tonight, made a lot of great comments, loves Andrew, thinks he's going places. So
Aww.
Pat, I don't know if you're still out there, Pat, but thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for the great compliments. You're a great dude. Gleason's is the name of the place. They're doing. Look it up. I should have put the address. I really didn't expect it to be that work then. Robin Silver, come down to my area, Levittown. Get to Gleason's. You're going to have just a phenomenal cheesesteak. Jewel, me and you are going to get there. It's incredible.
Dude,
Sandwiches.
I will go this weekend. That's amazing.
The sandwiches are terrific, and he does a great job. And what I heard was when he bought the bar, one of his main goals was to have an incredible cheesesteak. Like I guess he's a local guy, and you know how big cheesesteaks are around here, and he was really dedicated to it. It's delicious pieces of ribeye. It's kind of like Steve's. It's slabbed instead of chopped,
I like
but
that.
nice ribeye meat, perfect amount of cheese, and I got
Mm.
fried onions on it. Incredible. So, Pat, congratulations
All
on
right.
just an awesome sandwich. So, like I said, hearing the name more and more, we're going to talk about Loso Beer, which, of course, is one of our sponsors and something I'm close to, Loso Brewing. So, we're going to talk about that as well, getting that up to Gleason's, maybe doing a live show in the near future with one of our great artists or many of our great artists once the pandemic cools down a little bit. But, like I said, if you're out there, Robin, you know the invite's always up. Come on down, get yourself a good cheesesteak. Gleason's, Levittown. Awesome. I'm killing her. I'm killing myself. I want one right now. You know what I had for dinner tonight? Nothing. I had 2 slices of pizza at 2 in the afternoon. Figured it was going to hold me over. It didn't. So now I'm just sucking down beer. I'm having beer for dinner, Joel.
Whew.
Oof, indeed. See, this is Brian. Now, this is Brian's residence that he keeps telling us to have like an outdoor show and concert for a party. Look at that. Look at that footage.
Well, yeah.
I know, right?
Festival there. Amazing.
An hour drive is nothing for a good cheesesteak. I don't want to hear it.
Hey, I just got an invite. I think I'm down.
For what?
Gleason's.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you have to. I'm telling you.
All right.
It goes to show you how good it is. Now, my wife is not a big Steve's fan. She'll eat Steve's, not a big Steve's fan. Had Gleason's once. She said, "Oh my God, really good." The other day, out of the blue, it was Sunday. She's like, "Let's get Gleason's." I'm like, "Oh my God," my heart races because me and food that's bad for me. I mean, I love it. And she's like, "You know what? This is a fantastic sandwich." And I'm burping like an animal right here on the show. Thanks for tuning in to the Burp Show, ladies and gentlemen. Jewel. We got a lot of time left. We still got 38 minutes. Oh, you know what I did not do? I did not thank last week's guest, Bree Taylor. Jesus Christ.
Jeff.
I'm fucking horrible at this. I'm horrible at this. I am the worst host. Now, I'm a great host. I have organizational skills of a 2-year-old. Anyway,
I have to thank last week's guest.
let's thank last week's guest, Bree Taylor. She really was awesome.
Never lets me talk. Oh no, I'm horrible. Bree Taylor. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Bree Taylor, for coming on last week. I like to talk. Do you want to go back to the footage of the marathon show where I left you alone for like 5 minutes at a time to go to the bathroom and you didn't speak at all?
You just have the only segment. It's only your pictures that get shown.
Hey, I offered you the sheet. What was it? The she shed, and you even told me for everyone on here. There it is, she shed shindig. For everyone on here, you're like, I have nothing.
Shit. I know. It's like I don't buy shit.
You have
every week.
Our audience is depending on you buying new shit every week.
You know what I buy? Toys for Joey. That's what I buy.
You can show them.
I should. She's a neat little toy. You know what I got her? That pie in the face where you get the whipped cream and it.
I always wanted to try that.
She wanted to play until it was her turn, and then she lost.
This is why we do it right here, Jewel. That's why we do it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You were awesome. That's why we do it for our guests. We love our guests. Like I said, they come and they watch. Like Jody. Jody was a guest. Came on tonight to watch. Said that this is the best show. I agree.
You guys are awesome. You help us so much. So thank you. And with your comments and shares and likes and subscribes. No, seriously, we really couldn't do it without you guys. With our new fans, our old fans, our amazing guests. They've just been phenomenal. And we love having our guests back for the second time because then we're a little more relaxed. We know you. We're buddies. So we go back and forth and just a great time. I love it so much. I love everyone that's been on. So haven't been disappointed yet.
No, we haven't. We have had just an amazing amount of guests, and guests lead to other guests. Like I said, Aaron
Yeah.
Paul. Aaron Paul has been with us probably 4 times and always gets a huge audience. And Andrew came in to tune in to watch Aaron. We got to talking, and he ends up coming on the night. And like I said, the Jimmy Starr and his gang, they got some great guests also. Sherry Nelson is one of them. Sean Kanan, who we had on from when we first started, he was recommended by Jimmy. So it's just great.
I know, and we have like a jam-packed lineup for the next month. We have to, like, for Halloween, we have to get someone like spooky though, like on the spooky front.
We do. I'm working it, and I actually have a few friends on my Facebook that were actually ranked in like Playboy magazine put out like a top 25 screen queens a few years ago, and a couple of them are like on my friends list. So I might look into them. Brooke Lewis is a huge horror film type actor.
Oh, can we
So
get
maybe
Brooke?
we could try
That'd
for
be
Brooke.
amazing.
We love Brooke Lewis. She's
Because
awesome.
I feel like I didn't get my time with Brooke, and she does all the. Oh my god, that'd be so amazing. All right, let's shut up. Let's shut up. Don't tell everyone.
Jody, welcome back. Jody, did you see your spot? Did you hear me sing your praise?
Hit the replay, Jody.
Hit the replay. If not, I'm going to show it again.
I'll call Joey. I'll call Joey too because she wanted to see it.
It's a great cavalcade of pictures. We took like the montage of my 4 I Love You Jody Valentine pictures. Especially the black and white one. It's awesome. And Too Soon, of course, which is a song that I love. And it is on my Apple Music list. It's terrific. She's great. I can't wait to have her back.
Wow.
So excited.
Jody. Hi, Jody.
Jody, there she is. I should have call come through. You're loud. You're loud, Jody. It's all right. Trust me, when October 14th comes, we'll do all the talking we can because you're awesome. We're so stoked for that. We can't wait. Oh, we love you too. I love you. And in a way that's not going to get me divorced.
He says that.
My wife's upstairs listening. He's in love, huh? He said he probably told this.
So you're in love, huh?
Probably told this girl he loves her more than he's told me.
I'll be in the doghouse tonight.
She called me the superstar. You know why? Because I always call her the superstar. You are the superstar. Your singing is incredible. And that Too Soon song is just, I love it. Wait, what? Dude, don't be messing with me because, like, this isn't even funny. My friend who used to live here on the farm who is sponsored by Stan Lee, and at every MonsterCon, dude, MonsterCon is like, that's like Jules' dream is a good MonsterCon, Comic-Con, whole 9 yards. Aaron Paul. Yeah, we want a guest. Are you kidding me? We want a guest. We want Comic-Con and Stan Lee. MonsterCon, any of that. God.
You guys, I had the privilege of, I went to Comic-Con when, I mean, it just wasn't that big of a deal yet. Like, I went back in like 2011 before like the big Marvel movies came out. And this is in the Pennsylvania Convention Center where you could actually like go up. Like, I was a couple steps away from Lou Ferrigno and Sam from True Blood. I forget the dude's name. But Stan Lee was a couple feet away from me, and he was doing autographs. And, of course, his autographs and the pics, like, I got the Thor one for my sister, but Stan Lee, and I'm just standing there in awe of Stan Lee, and I was just so happy I got to see him because, dude, it's freaking Stan Lee.
I know.
Changed it forever. Like, we all owe a debt to great Stan Lee. So,
we do.
Love him.
Oh, so.
Jody, I love it there.
The aquarium. So many sharks. Not the shark. I'm Jeff, the shark. Brian, who are we meeting? Like, who's the meeting? It can't be Stan Lee, of course. He's gone.
Well, he could have.
Lou Ferrigno?
Lou Ferrigno, yeah. The Hulk.
Stop.
Yeah. I think I have a picture of Lou on my Facebook somewhere.
I love Lou.
But the Comic-Cons before were just so cool because you had access to everything. If you go to a Comic-Con now, well, not now, but like, previous years, it's so jam-packed and there's so many vendors and then the celebrities are blocked off and it's all very coordinated now. And before it was just like free-for-all for all us geeks and it was just a great time. I got such excellent, like that's where I got that Wonder Woman painting I showed him before. all of my artwork that is hung that I didn't do is from Comic-Cons, and I just love it there. Oh, you know, the last time I went, I met the animator for the Muppet Babies.
Oh, that's cute.
I love the Muppet Babies. I was so upset I didn't get a piece of work from him. Cassie!
It's amazing how I was just ranting on about Jody Valentine, and here comes my wife. That's a great picture. This past weekend, Joel, we did some babysitting. You know, a little bit of introduction to parenthood. That in the picture, if you can see the picture, that is in the blue shirt is Maverick, in the white shirt is Tatum.
Oh,
Two of her many great kids. Great kids. It was such a great weekend. We had so much fun. She took them up to her grandmom's, which is, I guess, their great grandmom, or Gigi, if you want. Gigi, in her 80s, is playing baseball with the kids.
Oh, that's so cute.
It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. So we had a great time. You definitely learn what parenthood is all about. Little Tatum was up at 6:30 in the morning and tapping on my head like, "There's no sleeping,
early risers." See,
are they ever?
Joey's the best because she'll wake up so late on the weekends. Find him. He's deep in dude. I will. Oh my god.
Will. She ain't
Mullet baby.
It's supposed to be Muppet Babies. I'm sure he missed it.
Oh.
God, you are brutal tonight. McLovin shirts and mullet babies. And
I can't see. I'm blinded.
Jody, you do have a chance to bail out of your appearance on the 14th if you'd like. Brutal.
You're brutal.
I know. You're a die. I love you.
Come here.
Oh, she coming back for more? You know, it's National Puppy Day.
National Puppy Day.
National Dog Day. And my dog has been nowhere. Oh, it's Kitty Cat. It's not National Kitty Cat Day.
She's so fluffy. No, bro.
Now, you know what? When you go on Austin's show on Saturday, you have to be presented with the black cat in your hand since it's a horror show.
I know. You know, I have some cool pictures with her, but I think it's all audio, but.
Okay. Well,
maybe I'll do a promo. I'll do a promo video like Ellie Marshall. Hers was awesome.
Hers was awesome. Really good. She was great. I do one every Wednesday. It's a dog dressed as a cat. Thank you, Jody. Yes, it is. My dog, of course, well, Mommy's been out all day, which, of course, I call my wife Mommy for the dog. It's dog Mommy. So Mommy came home after being out all day, so I'm not going to see the dog for the rest of the night. He's upstairs. He's locked in. He has no desire to be on the show.
Does he get super tired at night?
He does. Here's the problem. He sleeps in bed. He usually likes to cuddle up with me. Like, he likes taking my bed space.
Mm-hmm.
And he watches TV. Like, he rests his head right on my knee, and he'll watch TV with his head propped. But every time there's a dog on a commercial, he loses it, freaks out, barks like crazy. So, and then at 5 a.m. every morning, he's got to pee. So, of course, he wakes me up.
Man, you got woken up. Kids, dogs.
Telling you, man, nobody likes for me to sleep.
Late sleepers in my house. My dog, she knows. She's like, if Mom's sleeping, I'm not going to disturb her.
Agreed. Brian Harvey says, sorry I had to answer a text. Come on, you got no friends. Who's texting you? I'm kidding. Brian's a great dude. He's got a lot of friends. He's a good dude.
Thank you, Brian.
Thanks, Brian. Yeah, so a lot of good guests coming up. Joel, let's get into some topics. We both came up with so many good topics, and I haven't even mentioned any of them. And the one I want to talk to you about, did you do the research on the story that I hit you with?
What one?
The hockey one. Mike Milbury, did you?
Oh, yeah, asshole.
I'm going to hit you with it because we're going to go through it real quick.
Okay.
Mike Milbury, who I'm not a big fan of. I think his commentary is very outdated, lame, weak. Anyway, he's been at the NHL bubble, doing commentary, etc., for the NHL. In a game a couple of days ago, another sideline reporter, Brian Boucher, former Flyer guy, was stating how the players seem more focused. The hockey seems crisp despite being laid off. The guys really seem to be in a zone. They're having a great time, and everything seems to be going really good in the bubble. Milbury threw out a quick sentence that got him sent home. He said, and there's no women around for distraction. Now, a lot of women took it as, oh, there's no room for women in sports, and oh, he's sexist. My opinion, he meant there's no exterior women partying, no going out and meeting women kind of thing.
Oh,
Like the guys have a focus and they're centered on the game. There's no exterior stuff because it's a bubble. How do you take it, Joel? I mean, I gave you my thought process, and obviously, I think I changed it a little bit. But what do you think?
I'm gonna drag this because I have someone on my lap. No, that way it makes sense. I see where you're coming from. I just think everyone gets offended at everything anymore, and I don't think that female athletes get near the credit they deserve. But I see where you're coming from on that, and it's just like locker room talk, okay? And that's not okay a lot of the time. Like people get offended at that shit. You can't say anything. And I'm not for this kind of talk because I think it's bullshit and I think you have to watch your mouth when you're a commentator and that's not your job to be like the funny guy. You're there to do a job. You can be funny, but you have to do it respectfully nowadays or you're going to get called out.
Exactly. Like I know, like I've said some things, but I have the utmost respect for the guests that come on. Got a ton of respect for Joel. I love what you do and how you do it here on the show. And I know, and I picked up right away that it was meant as a joke. Now I picked it up and I kind of chuckled at it. And a lot of people don't, but that's the thing. Nowadays, you got to watch the P's and Q's. And there was a hockey guy in Canada, Don Cherry. Don Cherry, a very famous guy, one of the voices of hockey, who started going on a guy about political belief, and Cherry got let go. There's no room for that. We're there to talk about the sport. I'm not upset at Milbury. I don't think what he said was meant how it was released. I feel kind of bad, even though I'm not a fan of his. I feel kind of bad. But again, with Cherry doing political stuff and getting out of line with that, there's no call for it. We don't need it. We're here to be entertained. That's why when you watch this show, you're not going to hear any stuff like that. We're here to entertain. It's entertainment.
You know what? I kind of said something like that when is this double standard? I don't know. But I kind of said something like that when you said, you know, the NHL is doing it right. They're kept in a bubble. I'm like, oh, well, that's good. You know, they're not out partying. I commend them. Like, they're not doing the wrong thing. Now, is that a better way to say it than, oh, at least we don't have chicks around? Screw it up.
Yeah. If anything, like you take the angle, and I kind of think, in my opinion, there's a little bit of a dig on the NBA because remember Lou Williams got a lot of heat when the NBA first got to the bubble. Williams was at a go-go bar supposedly buying wings. Like, oh, they have good wings.
You can't do that.
Right.
And it's just like a stigma of athletes that they go out to the places like that and do things and party, do other things. So there was just a better way to say it. I get what he's doing, but they're just everyone gets offended at everything. So you have to watch your ass. We have to watch our asses on the show. Like, it's no joke. We're live. We're on, you know. I mean, it's not to that caliber of the NHL, but do our damn job.
Right. We have, we more or less ditched an episode where both me and Joel felt like we said the wrong things. And it's gone. And luckily, I can delete it without an archive. It's gone.
That's live.
We said a couple of things, and Joel's like, dude, we got to ditch it. And I'm like, no. And I'm like, listen. I'm like, yeah, we'll ditch it. And we ditched it. So
I didn't feel right. I said something that I look back on. I'm like, no. And I thought, you know, it's growing. Like, we're all learning. But this day and age, like, if you say one wrong thing, you're out. Like, you are canceled.
Yeah. Doesn't take much.
Culture. So, yeah. See where you're going from.
I mean, Brian Harvey, you know I'm not even touching that subject tonight on the show. Don't even say those three little letters because we're not talking about it tonight. Anyway, no, you know better than that. I canceled. I mean, I called off a whole Wednesday one night because of stuff like that. I got hate mail from Jewel over it.
What?
We'll talk about it later off the air. Talk about things that people don't want to say. Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC.
This is stupid.
This is really stupid. They have put a temporary ban on their catchphrase, finger licking good. Waiting for Brian Harvey to make a smart ass comment about finger looking good. Should be coming any minute now. But seriously, finger looking good. And their approach, Jewel, was right now during COVID, where everything is germ ridden, etc., that it's not really the best phrase to be using about their chicken.
Oh my God. Like, how many people say this?
Hit me with
finger
your
looking good. So when you're eating your ribs or whatever, you can't. Come on, man. This is like, oh, let's cancel Sweet Caroline because it says touching hands. Touching me. Touching you. Stupid.
Right? Touching me, touching you. Kind of like that Baby It's Cold Outside thing.
I love that song.
You know, it goes to show you, I'm gonna tell you this. Angry America that is like offended by everything, you're the bigger pervert. You know why? I never thought Baby It's Cold Outside was a dirty song until you pointed it out to me.
Yeah.
Conservative America.
No innuendos in there for.
I used to just love that song. I used to hum the words and all.
Oh, the song's in Elf. Come on. My girl sings it. It is kind of messed up. I mean, that's just a lot of stuff is messed up. If you watch Disney Plus now, like so many of the cartoons are racist, and now they know better, and they have to put a disclaimer on every cartoon. And like shit was messed up back then. Like we all know shit was messed up. I mean, it's still messed up, but like they were very blatant about messing up back then.
Brian Harvey said we're all fired up. It's great. I am fired up because you know who else,
fired up.
You know who else got hate? Remember, like when they made the Star Wars the prequels.
Yeah.
The Star Wars prequels, and they had the traitor guys, the two green dudes with the long faces, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's not fair. They're import exporters, and they have a Chinese accent. They're like racist. They're Chinese." And Jar Jar Binks was seen as like an islander. Like it's characters in a movie.
Oh, I mean,
well, it's characters in a movie.
I feel like today, if it offends one person, you got to get rid of it. Thank you.
You can't, because everything offends. You know what offends me? I don't have any beers left on the table. I'm offended by the National Association of Beer.
Thank you, intern.
The National Association of Beer offends me. It's not beer.
How do you not have beer? Oh.
It's in the fridge. It's in the fridge. Look at that.
How close is your fridge?
Close enough that you got to sit here for a minute by yourself, which you won't talk, even though you said I never let you talk. Jewel Tatey, ladies and gentlemen.
He's just trying to get me back. That's all this is.
I can't get you back. That McLovin thing squashed me, like, to no end. Like, that was like, honestly, in all the years all the episodes, this is what, 114? In the 114 episodes, that was the best dig in your history. I was so dumbfounded, I got up and changed. Like, I actually changed my shirt. I actually took a time out. I did. I kind of was like excited to wear that shirt while Andrew was coming on. I want to look snazzy. We do need an open mic. McLovin. Let's call me McLovin. Like Brian Harvey likes it. This is the third time tonight he's posted McLovin. He loves it.
Oh my God. Hey, well, they bust on my name in that movie too. Mean girl's name's Joel. They're like Family Joels.
It's well known. Anybody named Joel is gotta stay politically correct.
I know. People are like, oh.
So no finger looking good. Joel, here's a great story that I love. Fantasy football is something huge with me. I play every year. What?
Forget it.
Were you still talking about a thought? Did I cut your thought off? Because I want to hear.
No,
it.
no, go ahead. Fantasy football.
No, here's the.
I thought you were going to do the other. Just do the other topic because I want to talk about it too.
Oh, we'll get to that. Let's do
Okay.
fantasy football because this is going to be quick. Cassie, even my wife is cracking up. We are so off course tonight, but that's the beauty of live radio. Just being a jackass.
Cassie,
Anyway.
can you be the wardrobe check, please? Check, wardrobe.
I can't stop laughing tonight.
Don't go out on Wednesdays. Check wardrobe first.
I got all these views coming in. Dude, I like that shirt. I was going to wear a suit. So I wanted to look sassy like Andrew. Andrew had a suit on. He had a sport coat. He had a sport coat on, and he's laughing at Brian and the dog. Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh.
Dude, Brian's hilarious. Brian's been here before. Brian's been in my house. Brian's a hoot, dude. No, my story's quick, and then we'll get to your story, and we'll talk all about it. Jesus Christ. So, fantasy football. My drafts are coming up this weekend. I love fantasy football. It's one of my favorite sports. Now here you go, Cassie. Andrew said your husband is a blast. Andrew, you're a blast, dude. I tried to look handsome for Andrew tonight because he came out with like a sport coat on, a nice shirt. And I tried to do it.
I think he knows it.
Oh, and he said Jewel looks amazing. You do look amazing. Jewel always comes with her A game. Ooh, my goodness.
Stop.
She's getting a little nervous there with Andrew. How we doing there?
Amazing. Thank you, Andrew.
Hell, I date Andrew. But anyway, getting back to what the hell was I talking about? Oh, fantasy football. It is going to be terrible, Brian, because you don't know who's going to go out with COVID, who's going to get hurt. But anyway, Jaguars quarterback Gardner Minshew and Bud Light came together for a new little promotion. Minshew, who was probably maybe out of 32 teams, the 28th best quarterback in the league, came out with this thing. If you draft him in your first round of your fantasy football league, take a picture of it, send it to Bud Light, and you will qualify to win free beer.
Oh my God. I got to send this to my sister.
Even Minshew sucks. Nobody's taking him in the first round. But, and here's
What a gimmick, though. That's great.
It's a great gimmick. And Minshew's a cool dude. He's got like the porn stash and the big wavy hair. He's a cool dude. But it's Bud Light. And if you win the first round of this thing, you only get a 20-hour gift card. $20?
$20? Hey.
What do you buy for $20?
Times are tough.
You know what they say? Money's tight. Times are hard.
Yeah.
Here's your fucking Christmas card.
Hello.
Hi.
You can't hear.
That's right. Can't hear.
Yeah, so make sure leave a comment down below if you want some Yosho match.
Like and subscribe.
Smash
that button.
And hit the notification bell. Hit subscribe and the thumbs up in the face.
Thumbs up is in your face. Future co-host of the Yo Show, the lovely Joey, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so free beer, you get a $20 voucher. Then if you win at the end of the year, you get like $250. That's not worth it.
I would do it.
Take pride in my fantasy football.
It's just one player. What position is he?
Quarterback.
Oh.
Yeah, right? It's not like he's like.
Oh, no.
It's not like he's a kicker. He's like the quarterback. All right, so we got two big stories. I want to touch on them both, Jewel. So I will let you start off on the story that you want because there's two big ones I'm going to talk about that you gave me. So hit me with them and let's. Yeah. Oh.
Well, you didn't warn me. Now I have to find it. So
just
give me
did.
a damn second. All right, just hang on 1 second.
I tell you what, no offense to my wife, I love her. I don't even know why I got married. I got wife shit going on right here. What is this with you?
Hey, I gotta pull it up. All right, guys.
That's also wife.
He never lets me talk.
Great.
Is anyone from New Jersey? Action Park, the documentary is coming out tomorrow. Wait, what's today's date?
This is why she doesn't talk. 26th.
Tomorrow. It's coming out tomorrow. I have been waiting for this documentary. Action Park in New Jersey. I know my parents remember it being there, but it is like a true crime documentary because so many people have died at this park. It was engineered by not an engineer. It was run by teenagers. There was beer and bars everywhere. It was a free-for-all. It was probably the coolest place to go if you're a teenager in that area at that time. Like I think this was like 70s, 80s. I could be wrong. But the documentary is coming out tomorrow. Johnny Knoxville did a spoof movie about it. It was called something Action Point. He called it Action Point, but the place is called Action Park. And it was a real story. The most horrifying thing, like there was multiple drownings in the wave pool. This is not funny. Multiple drownings in the wave pool, poorly engineered, but like families would go there. So it was so dangerous and people kept coming there. And hell, like after the first trip, weren't people like, oh, and the cops in the area, the ambulances, they stopped responding because there were so many accidents that happened. They're like, screw this place. They stopped going because they ran out of beds at the hospital. I don't know. But it was insanity. The one that got me the most, I have like nightmares about this ride. Like, all right, there's that artist and he does like messed up amusement parks. Like Disneyland. What the hell is his name? The artist? Bansky. He does like messed up defunct land is Disneyland. It's like an art piece. It's like, oh, you can never ride on these rides, but they're so dangerous, like you will die. That was Action Park. That was a Disneyland in real life. And the one, let me just finish this off. It was a water slide, right? It was a big ass water slide. Went like this. Oh, you go down, you go down, you go down. It looped. Oh, a water slide. And you just go on your body. So what would happen, because it wasn't engineered properly at all, like you weren't strapped into anything. So you would go down the slide like this. You would get to the top and land on your face. They had a trap door and they just had like teeth and blood. Teeth and blood in this water slide. Like so many people got messed up on this freaking thing. It was horrific. Like, oh, people got electrocuted in the lazy river. Like, oh, I'll just go in the lazy river, be safe. No, you get electrocuted. It was insanity. So the documentary comes out tomorrow.
God,
I'm gonna watch it.
Fire. I want to watch it. It's on HBO, by the way.
Yes.
And the nickname of the park was actually Class Action Park.
Yeah.
Class action for like lawsuits and shit like that. It's scary because when you sent me the article, I started looking into it like, that's terrifying.
Totally terrifying. And people make fun of it, but holy shit, so many people lost their lives. Like, it's crazy.
It's definitely scary. I want to check out. I think we still have HBO. I think we clung on to HBO for a couple of the series. I canceled channels in and out so many times. But yeah, it's on HBO. And I want to see it because I'm like scared. I'm not even going there. And I wonder if is it still open?
I was scared to watch it. No, this was back in like the 70s, 80s, so it was long closed down. They tried to open it again.
Excuse me.
Didn't work.
No, I guess not. I wonder why.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
You know what I heard about that too, which a place I have been a lot and was a big part of my childhood. We went to class trips there, was Clemington Park.
Really?
Clemington Park had a lot of accidents. Like I remember this one, it was some roller coaster and it was a grandmom and her kid and they just like flew off, like the track just broke and it flew off.
Jesus.
I've seen someone die in Ocean City.
Stop.
No, yeah, they brought him out in Gurney. And Ocean City, it's like safest place ever, right? Like safest amusement park. Well, they built one of those kiddie roller coasters.
Yeah.
And it was weird because me and my mom were about to get on it and we decided at last minute not to. So we got on the ship instead. And as we were standing in line for the ship, we heard this big crash and the track went up and it snapped. And it came back and it snapped the person's neck and she died.
Oh my God. What?
I know. So they brought out the gurney and stuff. It was horrific.
Jeez.
That was probably like the last death in Ocean City. That was like early 90s. No, there was drowning there. I'm just saying, it happens. It's sad.
Oops, sorry about that. Did not mean to do that yet. Get that off the screen. There we go. Okay. God, it's horrible. Yeah, it's a hell of a story. I guess we'll check it out tomorrow on HBO. I want to check it out. Before we go, we have talked a lot about the Free Britney movement. We talk a lot about Britney Spears. As we all know, I'm leaving my wife for Britney Spears eventually. We love her to death. Now, apparently, her younger sister, Jamie, was rewarded the other day in court handlings of her fortune. Her father's still involved until February of 2021. Can you shed a little light on this, what exactly it means? Because I know it says, like, if Brittany dies, like, her sister has to divvy up the money between children and all that. I tried to read it anyway. I got a little confused about what it all meant, with all the legal jargon.
What I took from it was, like, if Brittany passes, then her sister has control only if she gives it to the children. Like, it's going to the children. The whole trust is going to the children. So that's great. And Jamie Lynn, like, she's got a great husband, great family. Like, she seems like she's got a really good head on her shoulder. So, I mean, I trust her than that creepy ass father.
Oh, I don't like him.
Ruining everything. Even her mother, like, her mother is on Jamie Lynn's side. So, just do the right thing, people. Give her money to her kids. And then I was thinking, like, side note, I mean, I don't know. It kind of messed with Paris Jackson's head a little bit, didn't it? Getting all that money and
Yeah, it
growing
can.
up. Like, you just are forced into this world. And, I mean, they have a good relationship with K-Fed, right? But I don't know. But anyway, yeah, Jamie has control, and I trust Jamie. I'm glad Brittany has her sister and her mother, because if it was just her and her dad, free Brittany.
Free Britney.
She still hasn't gone on with Alive, and her videos are still weird as shit.
I don't know if I trust her dad. I don't trust the boyfriend.
No.
What I think she needs to do is take on a married guy as a side piece.
No.
No, stop it! You know she watches.
Come on our show, Brett.
You know she watches.
Brittany.
Brittany does watch. I love you, Brittany. She cares. Oh man, what a great show! It's almost time then Wednesday. I love Wednesdays. Every day should be Wednesday.
Catch me on Saturday.
That's right. Do not forget. I'm going to post that again. We got 2 minutes. Oh man, time runs by so fast. Don't forget this Saturday. Oh, excuse me. The beautiful and lovely co-hostess with the mostest herself, Jewel Tatey, will be a very special guest on the Horror Night Podcast. By Austin Wood and co-host Jeff Thomason and Rachel Logan. Jewel will be on to talk horror movies. Very, very exciting. Don't forget, folks, next week we are joined by Maxim Magazine model, TV host, and spokesperson, the beautiful Sherry Nelson, to be here next week. A gigantic, humongous thanks to my new main dude, my new hangout buddy, my new drinking buddy, my new dude, Andrew James Bleidner. Andrew, you were awesome tonight, dude. We thank you for hanging in, watching, coming on, being awesome, even doing the bounce out, bounce back in thing with a little bit of technical difficulty. Andrew's going to be in a couple of films coming up very soon. Make sure you check them out on IMDb to keep track of the films and release dates. COVID slowed it down a little bit, but you can check him out. I'm going to put his name right back on here again. He told me this name gets butchered a lot. I'm glad I asked him how to say it correctly, because I'm not that guy. I'm going to say your name correctly. Andrew James Bleidner. Awesome actor. Good dude. And real cool. We're very thrilled to have him here tonight. Jewel Tatey, a fantastic program tonight. A huge thanks, as always, to our main man. He's kind of like part of the show now. Our main sidekick and comedy guy, Mr. Brian Harvey. Harvey, you're like part of the show, dude. You're like our dude.
I love commentary.
Yeah, no, man, you have great commentary. He lays out. He gets upset if I don't comment on his comments. I don't blame you, dude, because you say good shit. You actually dedicate yourself to our good shit. Hope you like the world. He travels all day to Italy. All right. Tried and succeeded. You're dude. Tried. Dude.
Stop.
Well, I mixed it up because like they came in so fast. All right, so again, huge thanks to Andrew James Bleidner. Next week, Sherry Nelson, our very special guest. For Jewel Tatey, the lovely, gorgeous one who will be on Saturday night again, so you can check her out. I am Jeff the Shark Peruni. I can't thank you all enough for tuning in tonight. This has been a great night. We will see you next Wednesday, 8 p.m. live. Don't miss it. We're going to take you out with the music of my favorite band, the awesome guys from St. Ricketts where fire cannot burn. And we will see you next Wednesday night. Don't be a douche, assholes.
Be nice to people, even the shitty ones.
Night, Joe TV.
Bye.
Good night, Judy Valentine.
Jenny!
Was it truly blessed and the taste of it poison deeper than you know? Kindly answer this. Was the point of it just to reach new heights of low? So I'm pulling the anchor and drifting away, blinded by reason beyond disarray. It's what fire cannot burn.
McLovin.
It's what fire cannot burn.
McLovin.
Wanted to embrace what it takes for it, pouring something to the world, willing to erase what I'd lose for it, to accept what I assume. So I'm pulling the anchor and drifting away, blinded by reason beyond disarray. It's what fire cannot burn. It's what fire cannot searching for something, destined for nothing, moving devotion over and over. Truly blessed if the taste of it poison deeper than you know.
September 2nd.
Kindly answer this. Was the point of it just to reach new heights of low? So I'm pulling the anchor and drifting away, blinded by reason beyond disarray. It's what fire cannot burn. It's what fire cannot It's what fire cannot burn. It's what fire cannot burn.
Free Britney, bitch! Good night, America.
Night.